Hello, John Carlson here. So, I mentioned in my last video that I was considering changing my YouTube channel name, and it had been Uber Twin Cities, Minnesota. And after I made that video, shortly after actually, I kind of looked up names that were on YouTube, especially for Minnesota itself, and I actually came up with a different name. I didn't really go that fancy. So I just called myself the Minnesota Rideshare Guy, MN Rideshare Guy. So that is the new name of the YouTube channel. And I think that's just going to hone things down a little different. The reason I said rideshare is because I have both platforms, the Uber and the Lyft. I didn't really want to put Uber/Lyft or Lyft/Uber, just too redundant. So rideshare worked out good. There is the rideshare guy, which is another person that does stuff. But since I'm in Minnesota, I could technically drive down in Rochester. I could drive up in Duluth. It wouldn't matter. Anyways, so that change has happened. There are some other things in regards to Uber I was going to mention. For one thing, and I will mention the other parts of this in another video or two, but the airport rides have changed now. They've been changed for over a year. I'm way late to the game on this one, but we went from, in the beginning when we actually were able to start picking people up from the airport, there was a fee that the passenger was supposed to be taking on. So it was like a $6 fee, and they were supposed to be picked up in the limousine taxi area. Well, I didn't realize at the time when they switched that, so yeah, I got dinged for a couple of $6 charges, and I can't remember where I figured that out, but yeah, anyway, the parking lot is no longer shared at Terminal 2. It is now in between Terminal 2 and Terminal 1, right on that service road, which this is something that everybody already knows, so I'm not telling you something you don't already know, so it might be kind of boring here. But we had that big parking lot shared between Lyft and Uber, and it's very much a blessing for us both. We just want to make sure we respect each other's space and respect the driving space, because it can get really clogged and really busy there. A couple times I've actually turned around and went out because the waiting period was just not worth it. And there's some really good stuff with that parking lot being so big. Just want to make sure we respect it so that we don't lose it. The other thing is that Lyft is doing something new now that I believe. They are actually, when you get a ping, you are being shown, instead of just being shown rides that are 45 plus minutes long, we're actually being shown how long any ride is, whether it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and on. We're actually shown how much time it is and the kind of the direction that we might be going. Not where they're going until we pick them up, but they are showing us how long the ride is, which I find kind of helpful. It helps me calculate. Now, that can be a double-edged sword because some people might not want to take a shorter ride or a longer ride. There's enough riders out there, it probably doesn't matter, but in any case, we all have our methods of operation. So yeah, that's mostly it. We have the Uber Twin Cities, Minnesota has been changed to Minnesota Rideshare Guy. We have the airport parking lot. And then, what else did I say? And then what Lyft is doing on their platform to show us how long our ride is that's going to be picked up. I don't know if Uber is doing that themselves also, but eventually I'll probably get on the platform and find out. There might be some other videos that talk about it too. But that is all for now. So this is John Carlson, the Minnesota Rideshare Guy, signing off.